All right, guys. It is a PvZ semi-finals. We've got Cham in the bottom left and Hero in the top right. Hero goes across, but for some reason doesn't try to actually block the hatchery. So what is he? Is he actually rushing a probe just to try and deny mineral mining? Hero, as always, with some sloppy openings, guys. Hero in the top right side for T1. Cham in the bottom left here for Exa. And I'm so curious too, because Hero took forever to join the lobby. The players, Cham, the other casters, and myself have all been waiting for a while for this in this Pigstarcraft Weekly, and he finally does rock up. Nice fast spawning pool there for Cham before gas, interestingly. Now, for those who don't know, Cham style, very much similar to Solar, in that they both emulated Sue to develop their play styles. Be greedy, have a super efficient early game, never get supply blocked, always hit your injects perfectly, and then try to roll your opponent in the mid game with massive timing attacks. It's a good style for this matchup, but when you are playing the best Protoss player in the world, it can be tough to pull off. Hero being very annoying. I think it's usually better to just pull a drone to attack the probe the way Solar does. But Cham's doing a good job of like fixing his drones whenever they get bounced off of the patch. I'm actually pretty impressed with how he's doing this. He's handled this really well. Most players fumble a bit while they're dealing with this, but he's been pretty good. Oh, finally those drones do get derped around a little bit. And look at this, he's not even building Zerglings. This is the greed that I'm talking about. No Overlord, straight drones, not a single Zergling, and he's just going to take his third before it could possibly be blocked. He's pulled off at 100 gas. It's going to be Ling speed before building a single Ling. And you know what? Why not, man? Why not? Even if they chrono the Adept, you can build Lings by the time that gets there. Overlord's on the way. Ling speed started. Greedy build order for Cham, optimizing for the early economy. The probe was able to pile on block. He wouldn't have been able to get that hatchery. Hero wanted to hang in that main base. Depth shading in, Queen's on top of it. Oh, he saw no Zerglings early, and Hero wants to punish this greed. So far, Cham's done pretty well, but he's about to take damage. Oh, is he? No kills just yet. One drone goes down, Adept gets out. I think this is perfectly fine for Cham. Would prefer not to have taken that damage, but he's okay with it. First Oracle starts up here for Protoss, and that pylon should be going down. There it is. Yeah, Hero's very good at not getting hit by the 46 supply block anymore. Second gateway does go up in the wall off. He's got another Adept popping out there as well. It's Adept number 3. Only 6 Zerglings alive, and he's not tracking the shade. Cham caught not watching. Oh, that's going to be at least two drones going down. Big mining time as well. That was sloppy. Only he's playing so light on the Zerglings, which means, you know, arguably he can take a few more drone losses, but oh, it does get a bit of a surround. Good drone angling there. And oh, he's going to lose so many. 2 Queens do arrive just in time to push the Oracle away, but not before 9 total drones have gone down for those 2 Adepts. And a little bit of Oracle damage. Third base does start here for Hero. It's a slower third than normal. Cham has even more pressure on him than normal to get this damage. You can kind of see how the defense would be fine if Hero was a few seconds later with each of these pressures. If he's just a little bit sloppier on his execution, I think Cham gets away with this greedy start for the most part. Oracle gets 3 Zerglings there. Really good stutter step on the Oracle. Twilight Council into 3rd and 4th gateway. Really nice. Cham, the way Cham plays, I feel like this is a Zerg where if I'm playing Protoss, I feel so much pressure to be diving Adepts and Oracles. And if I mess up on that a little bit and lose an early Adept, lose an early Oracle, I think he just runs away with the game. But Hero's so far been exceptionally efficient and even denies a little bit of creep here. Goes back looking for more, I think. Yeah, he does. Gets it. Very well played. No creep tomb is active on this map. He's just going to have to drop a new one to connect these. Lair has started. Cham will want to be doing some sort of mid-game timing. He's going to go Roach Warren now. Doesn't feel like he has many windows open to him, even though the Blink and +1 are quite late in this game. Judy Hero's extra aggressive early game. Worker count's still good. Cham is actually ahead on workers quite decently. But his lair is quite slow, which is what I'm talking about when I say there's no timings. Like Roach speed will be late. If he goes Spire, that'll be pretty late. Hydras will be pretty late. Bane speed, very late in the game. Ravagerling Bane's not a style we see at pro level much anymore, but it would be interesting to see how that fares against a hero who is known for getting overly aggressive. It's 4-gate blink, third base getting fully saturated, and it looks like with the blink and the +1 almost there, he's going to move out with 6 Stalkers, 2 Adepts. He spots that 4th base. He wants to cancel this. +1 melee. Cancels the range, goes for melee, and it is going to be Ravager Zergling to start. Only 3 gases. I think he knows he's going to have to cancel this hatchery, which is why he has a 5th in the middle. He figured, hey, I can't defend these, so one of them I will just cancel. We still have another one on the other side, and he even retakes the 5th. Oh, he might just be doing Ravager Zergling. This might be like a mass Ravager Ling style. Not even with Banelings. Interesting. 6 gateways, 6 gases. I think if you can hit pre-storm, there is potential. That's just mostly mineral style, you know? You see the early hatcheries as Hero, you think he's trying to play greedy 80 drones. He kind of wants you to overcommit to these attacks, but does Cham, after taking all that damage in the early game, have the numbers to really roll this? Not while the stasis traps are active, that's for sure. Let's off a few more stasis traps there. Good move forward. Roach speed's not quite done, so a good pullback here for Cham. You're always going to take some losses to this early Stalker Oracle, but the Oracle energy is running very low. Templar Archives coming in now. It's all going to be about just good Stalker micro to defend this, I believe. 7th and 8th gateways coming in. More stasis traps on the front. Trying to shade forward. Roachling trying to split up here. The Adepts do actually shade in, and I think Cham's happy to have that overcommitment happen. But he pulls out of position. Loses the hatchery. Oh, he's already flanking the Lings, trying to wrap around, but I think the Stalkers are able to stutter step their way out of this. He's going to try and push forward. There are 3 Oracles. That 4th base easily going to get taken down. Cham rebuilding the other hatchery. Not many Ravagers in the mix. I'd love to see a lot more Ravagers. His Roach count is immense right now. But only up 30 supply. The Oracle's going to add big damage. Good Stalker blinks to start. But Zealots will get cleaned up. Can the Roachling get on top, though, and do more damage beyond is the question. No Queens to deal with the Oracles. The Stalker's going to be blinking back steadily behind this worker line. Hero's lost quite a few Stalkers. Bile's going to land on a few of those Stalkers. The Stalkers blink forward entirely unnecessarily. Hero, as always, likes to make fights as messy as possible. But I think for him, he just sensed that he could overwhelm this now. And it looks like he's correct. All the Ravagers go down. There's only a few Roaches and Lings. He's going to, every time you turn to run, he's going to say, no, you're locked in here with me, mate. You're locked in here with me. He doesn't let Cham escape easily. I think a bit too much damage off of the early game. I think this sort of attack holds a bit more promise. But what really happened for Cham is because he was a bit too far behind with this style, he wasn't able to have any Ling counterattacks or something. I feel like when the first Stalker pressure is coming, if he has a few more units to like completely wrap around the Stalkers or send a big counterattack in or something like this, it just gives you that opportunity to stop Hero from getting going quite as hard. Cham is not droning anymore. Like I said, greedy start, tries to get to a good economy, and then he just cuts his economy and goes nothing but units and tries to win with it. And that's what he's doing here. 5th base is idle, still only 3 mineral lines, and he's just transferring off these bases as they go. Going to take a Spore from the main and move it forward. So he's just assuming these Oracles probably won't catch that. Oh, 1 Oracle goes down. Bit sloppy for Hero. Good move there for Cham. It's only got 5 Queens as well. Doesn't like to play a heavy Queen style because Queens aren't very good offensively, only defensively. So Cham loves to skimp on Queens. Really taking inspiration from Sue, as we said before. Sue, I remember in early Legacy, was famous for only playing 4 Queens, even when 7 Queens was standard. If he sensed he could get away with it against your style, he would cut that corner and just have so many more units in the mid-game. Big surround from 3 sides, but Psystorm is ready. 2 Archons, pack of Zealots, and a cannon on the right side, I think is enough of a match for this army. And look how far back the High Templar are, so they can't get caught out. Great play. There's storms coming down, mostly on the Zergling so far. Remember that the storm cast range is not very big. And even if he loses the 4th base, I think he's okay with this trade. He knows that Cham needs more damage. The Nexus gets cancelled. Cham making a really big concave of Roaches. The Storm's struggling to get as much damage as he would have liked. Cham, you can see how this can overwhelm players, man. The Archons are all gone, but Stalkers blink into their own Psystorm there. The classic Hero maneuver. That's how you assert dominance. not only do you grab your opponent and throw them into the bathtub, but then you take your shirt off and you get in right next to them. Some would say that's creepy behavior, but Hero would just say that's standard PvZ. What are you complaining about? This is a war game, mate. If he has to use psychological warfare, he will go for it. +3 attacks on the way. More Lings and Roaches building. No transition still for Cham. As I said, he's just going to keep building this same basic army. And his income on minerals should be getting quite far ahead, especially as that natural's about to half mine out. He did kill the 4th, but I think just the supply is a bit too efficient for Hero. And the problem for Cham is the gas income makes up for the lack of minerals, because High Templar, good combat units, Archon's good combat units, they both cost almost purely gas. Roachling looking for the flank. He's going to come around from behind. Oh, Omega Storm's landing. Great size storms here. I love the positioning for Cham, but he just doesn't have the numbers here. Not against +3 Blink Stalkers a la Archon. Not with those storms softening everything. I love how he blinks forward again. Hero's such a Chad. I really feel for Hero. If there's a StarCraft player who just through the way they use their units, he is the one guy who actively teabags, right? Like, you know, in a shooter game, for those who don't know, in competitive shooter games, if you shoot the other person, you go over above their body and you press the crouch and stand animation so that you're teabagging them, right? For anyone who doesn't know, I know we have some weird non-FPS gamers in my channel. I feel like Hero does that just through the way he blinks on your face. You guys agree, right? He's basically the teabag equivalent in StarCraft 2. Let me know if you guys agree. All right, guys. Hero in the top left side of the map, sending one of his first probes across. Cham has gone for the Overlord, which means he will not be able to get this hatchery down, right? Oh, wait, he will. Dude, what is with Hero's probe timing? Does he just not want to block the hatchery? He purposely lets him take the hatchery and he just wants to... Hero, you are insane. There is no way this is cost efficient, but it is purely for the psychological damage, and I am all here for it. He's like, I know this annoys players. I'm not even getting the main efficiency of sending a probe across, which is blocking your hatchery. I'm just doing this to annoy your minerals and run around in circles in your mineral line. Oh my gosh. And the spawning pool's already like 3 seconds delayed, 3-4 seconds delayed just because of the probe distraction. Oh my gosh, Hero is so annoying. I love it. He's the only player at such a high level who's willing to do inefficient things over and over again if he feels it's going to annoy his opponent. In his mind, like, Hero's a guy, if he could pay 100 minerals at the start of every game, like 1 minute into the game, to just give his opponent plus like 20 or 30 heart rate, raise their blood pressure a little bit, he'd do it. You know, Heroes, like, other people are like, oh, I want to build my second pylon. He's like, dude, I will delay that second pylon and be supply blocked for 10 seconds if I can just like trigger my opponent a little bit. If it's going to make that, like, you know, when someone's vein sticks out on their forehead and starts throbbing, like that level of rage, if he can get that from his opponent, he'll freaking give up his third Nexus. He's like, I'll take my third at 6 minutes, man. I don't even care. Good times, man. He's going to go for the Chrono Adept. He's got the classic Hero Warlock with 2 openings. Of course, he likes to seal this with his third pylon, usually. Not the worst build. Not the worst Warlock. Not the greatest. Of course, you can always reinforce it with an extra gateway earlier there. You can build another one out here later, and it does become much harder to breach later on. 2 Queens on the way. Nice quick Ling speed. This time he does build 4 Zerglings, but they are a little bit later. They're just here for when the Adept arrives. 6 Lings even. Just making sure the Adept doesn't have a window to just walk in this time. Doesn't want to have to build all those spores. Okay, Lings are out. He's got a few more about to pop. It's natural to lose a few Zerglings here, but you can see the Adept takes a lot more damage, which means its follow-up wave nowhere near as effective now. Down to just 18 life. I wouldn't put a Creep Tumor down right now unless you're willing to get both Queens on the front and guard it, which is just going to go double inject again. Cham really not caring about creep spread. Yeah, like I said, low Queens, low creep spread usually. He's actually going 4 Queens this time. Might try and defend without Spore Crawlers, or by delaying Spores at least. One Adept goes forward. Doesn't get too much though. And Cham, oh, he doesn't use the lava in time, so he does lose it. Doesn't cost him any money. It's just, you know, potential production taking damage. First Oracle's flying across the map. Third Nexus will go down at 345. Bit of a quicker third Nexus as he's walled off with 1 gate this time. chronoing his second Oracle as well. This is where a lot of damage was found in the last game, but this time, Ling Speed's done. Soon to be 12 Zerglings. And the 2 Queens are going to shoot that Oracle away. Oracle does get 3 drones, but it's heavily damaged. And the difference is that, of course, that Cham has played a little bit safer, but Cham gets an Adept, and he gets map control with these Zerglings, which is the key. That might force an Oracle home, potentially. Then again, Hero's got 3 Adepts. I think he should be okay. Oh, Adept gets to a nice corner, cancels the Shades. He's got one in the wall off as well. Solid play here for Hero. He actually just moved that out of the wall off. Lings could squeeze through on the right side of that, at least whenever it's attacking. For those who don't know, the Adept has a slightly smaller collision radius when it's attacking. So if you spam click your Zerglings past it, they can often squeeze through. Not in between the attacks, but actually during the attacks. It's when the Adept's not attacking that it can't get past. Adepts are going to shade forward. This is just going to be a classic 5 Adept, 2 Oracle, force a lot more Zerglings out. Cham's done a really good job of keeping his economy on par with Hero, and he's got a more competitive lair timing. So I'd say overall a better opening for him, even though it is Hero clearly forcing him to not be as greedy. Link's already started. Forge just now goes down, and it's going to be 3 4-gate into Blink. 1 creep tumor falls. Queens, though, of course, tickling back the Adepts. He wants to replace that tumor. This Queen going walkabout. Get out of there. Just got to get out. But Lings will come forward. Adepts, of course, shading back. Find themselves a Zergling. A drone goes down on the right side to that Oracle. Gonna send another one. Hero will kill that. Hero's like, dude, I will keep taking these drones as you send them out. No worries. I do like Cham's 4th and 5th base. This is how I like to play it. I might not be able to defend both of them, but at least one of them will survive. And that's, of course, useful production for the Zerg, which could be used for macro. Oracle's roaming. Oh, he's going to fight the Queen. No Spore in the main. Oh, jeez. It's a Polish Gambit. And Hero, he was about to fly away. He just realized there's no Spore here. Drones took a while to start running. Oh, that's unfortunate, man. 8 drones go down, and Cham's greed does get exposed. I mean, if you're only playing 4 Queens and you don't even have a Spore in each base, that's not even a Polish Gambit. That's the Mexican Gambit. Cham's Mexican, for those who don't know. That's a Cham special. 4 Queens and only 2 Spores is an entirely another level of greed to what I've ever seen before. That's a little crazy, man. A little bit crazy. 8 more drones go down as a result. Roaches and Zerglings are building. It looks like Cham's playing the exact same style as last game. I don't mind this initially to defend the Stalkers, but afterwards he's going to need to transition into something different. I don't think you can just do the same build repeatedly. Repeatedly? I don't know why I stumbled on repeatedly. It's like I was like, repetitively, I was going to say. Which is also fine, I think. Scoreboard shows 1-0. What are you talking about? Look again. Thank you for the heads up, donkey. Fix that. Robo? Thought he would go Templar Archives first. Hero's floating a lot of gas. He's looking for a 5th base snipe. Cheeky bugger. There's a lot of Lings out on this left side, but that stasis trap could be a problem. Gets himself quite a few of them. Can these Lings wrap around? Oh, he's going to get a bunch of them. About 5 Stalkers will go down. You're happy to give up a hatchery for that as a Zerg, but he blinks forward. Hero truly could not contain himself. Dude, Hero is the guy you're in the middle of like having some fisticuffs, having a bit of a fight with in the pub, in the bar. And then you realize halfway through that for some reason his fly's unzipped and his junk's hanging out. And you're like, what the hell? He's just asserting dominance. And you're like, this is weird, man. Hero just does so many strange, interesting things in his play. Is he playing full Gateway, man? He's rushed 6 gas, but he's forgotten to make any gas tech. Okay, now the Templar Archives goes down. Hero just kind of feeling his way through this game. Mass Stalker. We'll eventually get to Storm. I hope he goes Storm. Recently, we've seen a lot of no Storm, no splash damage styles from Hero in this matchup, and he's thrown a few big games with it. Oh, Stalker's moving forward. Zergling's got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. These guys can teleport, man. Baneling speed's on the way as well as +1 melee, but Cham's still just stuck on 58 workers. I think he feels like if he drones up at all, he's just not going to have enough army to defend, but Now you end up maxing on just kind of roaches and zerglings, and that's a short-term unit comp. And against this, no drones on the fourth spotted. I mean, Hero knows the answer to this is to make Psystorm. Last time I watched a game of Hero where he spotted an all-in Zerg massing roaches, he basically refused to make Psystorm, and he A-moved onto Creep and took the worst fight ever and threw his whole army away. It looks like he kind of wants to do the same thing here. Still no Psystorm. You took 6 gas 5 minutes ago, mate. You've got 1,000 gas in the bank. He's just going to make Archon a Mortal Stalker. You know, he might win because his supply is so high and he's got better upgrades. I think he might still beat this army, but I love how, like, the army that is so weak to Psystorm, Hero refuses to make Psystorm versus it. This is a fascinating kind of feature of Hero's decision-making in this matchup, where I think he just doesn't want to win too hard. I think he wants to make it a little bit more fair, you know? He's like, oh, don't need to go Psystorm. I've already got as many Stalkers as you have Roaches. Just add a few Immortals and Archons, will be fine. Oracles do come in. Stalker's getting flanked here. He's got to blink away. The Archons coming forwards. Hard to engage into Archons. A random force field doesn't do too much. The Roachling Bane cascading over the top. Beautiful concave management here for Hero. The Banelings not really doing that much. They are hitting quite a few Stalkers on the left, but look how many Immortals and Archons there are coming in from the right. Great defense here by Hero. And he's going to be able to take care of it. Very nicely played. GG's. All right, guys, going on to Washout. Hero decides, let your opponent take hatch first, and then harass his minerals. This is Hero's new style, and he's going to play it once again. See if Cham can find something. I want to see Cham maybe mix it up, maybe try an all-in. Just do something a little bit different. Maybe quick attack into Hydras or Mutas or something. Maybe an early +1 melee. Do like a Zergling defense of the Stalkers into a mass Zergling Ultra style. You know, go for the early Hive. Spawning pool goes down. Gas afterwards. I think this spawning pool timing was a bit better, yeah. Went down at 111. Good timing. Hey guys, we have an important question from Drone up in the chat. Hey guys, what if I mix fairy bread, milk, banana, and whey protein with some ice? Do we think that's a good shake? So fairy bread is just bread, butter, or like some cheap margarine spread or something with hundreds and thousands on it, you know, little bits of colored sugar. So I guess those won't get blended up. So they'll just be like crunchy little bits of sugar. Can't go wrong with that. Bread, I don't know what happens to the bread in the shake. I guess it just adds like a sort of thickness to the shake if you blend it well enough. I mean, I actually don't think it would be terrible. I think it would not be the worst thing ever. I don't think it would be the greatest thing ever. Please report back to us if you do try it. Take a photo and share it with us. I'd love to hear. Probe going out. Trying to block the third. Not going to be able to. Ling speed's on the way. 2 queens. We'll take the third base on the right side. Nothing too crazy in the opening for Hero other than the fact that he did not chrono his Adept. But then he chronos the second Adept? Or maybe he did chrono it and he chronoed a bit early or something like that. Interesting. Alright, Adept's going forward. Gonna get himself a drone, perhaps. Gotta be quick on the pullaways and the spore tricks. Oh, good micro on the drones here. And Cham gets the surround. Lucky surround on the corner of the minerals. Hey, Cham needs that, man. Fight back in this series. He's gonna need it. Depth Shade's gonna go forwards. Shouldn't be able to find anything. I think it's gonna be pretty chill. Just cancelling these. Oracle comes out. Extra pylon is gonna unsupply. I guess he was nowhere near supply cap because he lost an Adept, so he was 2 supply lower than normal. Oracles do cost. Is it 3 supply per Oracle, guys? I think it's 3, right? Another Oracle on the way. These 2 Adepts joining up. Where are the Lings? They're going for a bit of a counter attack. He's going to rely on just the Queens and a few Lings at home to deal with this. And there's an Oracle here. If Hero's quick enough, he can stop this deny on the third base. Same time, the Adepts get inside the main, but I don't think they were focus fight. I think he was distracted by the Lings on his side. Only 1 drone's gone down. 3 adepts so far, and this actually really works out. Cham distracting Hero, and it's Hero who actually makes the first mistake in this game. Is fairy bread a well-known thing? Fairy bread is at every kid's birthday party in Australia. My favorite part of having nephews and nieces is after a good long stint of not getting to eat fairy bread. I do get to eat it occasionally now. Yes! Kid's birthday! I go steal the... Like, none of the other adults touch it. I always steal some of the fairy bread. I'm like, live your best nostalgic life, idiots. The other one's like, oh, it's for the kids, isn't it? I'm like, the sugar bread? The butter sugar bread with colorful sugar on it? Yeah, I'll have the crunchy sugar bread. Thank you very much. Idiots. Passing up on crunchy sugar bread. Oracle's going to fly forwards here. Twilight's just finished. He's going 6 gates. This is a charge build for Hero. Or is it? He whops in Stalkers. I could be wrong. Hero seems to have forgotten to start an upgrade as he's obviously too distracted. And oh, Cham gets the snipe. But he does lose 2 queens for it. Now we get to see that blink finally start. 520, pretty late on the blink upgrade. Hero's opening has been much messier. And look at this. 4th hatchery has started. Lair's almost there. Melee is already on the way. He does go Hydra Den immediately. I don't really like the placement at the front, but that's okay. Easy to scout, also potentially snipeable later. Great. Oh, Queen's got to pull away. Get out of there. Got to be careful when you play these low Queen styles, man. Oh, the Oracle's misclicked. He goes back for it. Hero throws an Oracle away, desperately trying to get the kill. He loses all 3. He's lost all 3 Oracles for 1 Queen. I've only killed 2 more Queens before, but I'll tell you what, any Zerg will trade 3 Queens for 3 Oracles, guys. That is insanely bad. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Hero's in trouble now. I think this is Cham's best chance to fight back. So much as EVP is based on having a good early game, and now he's had it. He doesn't even need a Spore Crawler up here on his 4th base, which has a few gold patches. And it's just going to be 8-gate Blink to defend, which can defend a lot of attacks. But Cham now has the luxury of actually droning his 4th. He's gone up to 75, 76 workers. He's got Groove Spines and Muscular Augments on the way. And I think when Bane Speed kicks in, he just does a giant bust. Now, most players in this sort of situation when they're behind will lean into Psystorm and defend. Hero, notice he cuts probes, doesn't take gases, and he commits to the aggression. This can win you games, it can lose you games. He needs to micro really well because there's a lot of Zerglings with now +1 melee. He's only got 1 Oracle which he had to rebuild, which means not many stasis traps. It is a lot of Stalkers, but the Hydra count's growing. I mean, if he can get a really big stasis on these Zerglings, just because Cham might not be expecting stasis traps after killing all the Oracles, that could be really big. Hydras and Zerglings thinking about coming forwards. He's got Groove Spines, doesn't have the movement speed just yet. Queen pops out and instantly dies. Unfortunate there for Cham. He does rebuild it. Cham should be able to defend this. Oh, he goes for a Link counter, forces some Stalker Warpins at home, and he's going to jump on top. The Stalker's going to get the hatchery for just 2 Stalker kills, and Cham a bit too passive there. He thought that hatchery could tank a little bit more damage. It does instantly rebuild. Stasis Trap freezes up a Zergling. With no Psystorm, just Stalkers, Hydraling Bane is going to massacre this army. He takes a 4th gas, but still no splash damage. 4th and 5th gas and a Robo? Hero's going to try and go double Robo Colossus? Dude, they're not going to be out until like 11 minutes. There is no way. He's going to need the best Stalker control and some good Zealot run-bys to be annoying. Hang on, man. Cham, he's got to be decisive, bro. He's got to go. I think he should already be moving across the map. Like, he's already got Hydra upgrades. Bane Speed's about to kick in. And I'd love to see him push, but Cham's kind of getting pushed back defensively. And this could buy Hero the time for Templar Archives coming in, Robo's coming in. He's on equal workers, which he kind of shouldn't be with how this early game's gone. Hero, really good positioning. That being said, Cham is going to love a donation of Zealots. Then again, he doesn't have no Banelings. Oh, don't tell me these Hydras get overwhelmed. I mean, he loses some Lings, but I think it's still a good trade for him. Zergling's getting frozen by a stasis on the south. Cham needs to go attack within the next minute. If he can attack before 10 minutes, I don't think this base is defensible. Robobay goes down, and a second Robo. As predicted, he's going to try and go Colossus. Hero is a madman. Baneling's rolling in. Hero didn't seem to be watching for a moment. The stasis trap. Oh, big stasis. Meanwhile, Zealot's up top. Hydraling is defending on that side. He blinks forward into Hydra Bane. What decision-making, Hero, is this? You absolute mad lad. But Cham's being way too passive, guys. It feels like this is just the ferocity of playing against a hero. He's waving his arms around. He's shouting, Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie 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 with his Stalker Zealot. And if Cham misses this window, I mean, Cham is maxing on Hydraling Bane. He's got to go 28 Hydras. He's going to have 45 Banelings. He's going to have 60 Zerglings. This is an absolutely massive army. But stasis traps, Archons, layers of cannons and batteries, Immortals starting to come out. Still no Storm. Hero just loves playing this non-Storm style recently. Stasis trap number 1 is decent, but it doesn't do too much. Oh, the force fields are pretty slick. Hydras should kill that Oracle, but they let it fly away. He does clean up the Zealots in the north. Only 3 of those escape. He's going to think about breaking the rocks, but so much time's being bought. The 2 Colossus are on the way. I can't believe he's going to get Colossus out. Hero, you absolute magician, you. You absolute magician. Stalkers up front. He's got to be careful with the Banes clumping into the Archons. Not the best move. Very clumped up. He realizes he has to get damage done. He's got to do it soon. The army count's great for Cham. The Banelings clear the Zealots. That's a good set of Banelings. The cannons are helping out a lot, though. The cannons are really helping out. More Banes are coming. Look at the Zealot counter. Still active on the other side. He's got more Banes to defend. Cham will lose his 5th base. Hero will lose his 4th. But actually, will he? Baneling's going to try and clear the Zealots, but the Colossus are here. The Colossus shredding the Hydras. Oh my god. Hero somehow bought so much time, keeps his 4th alive. He's got 2 Colossus out with 2 more, plus 3, and extended thermal lance on the way. I think that should be enough for him, because even though he lost a lot of probes, his army is not something that Hydraling Bane can stop. Stalkers and Colossus chasing him down. Cham just took a bit too long. Hero got in his face, ran around with Stalker Zealot on a big map, a map that he's probably not as used to playing. And he gets some really, really good damage. Very well played here by Hero. Hero obviously needs to probe up now and just defend with his Colossus and survive. But you can see Hydra Bane's an expensive army. Losing the 5th base hurts. He's going to take this one up in the north. By the way, Washout did get adjusted. You'll notice these corners are a bit different. And also the collapsible rock tower. You can snipe that to deny these mineral patches if your opponent takes these bases. So there are some small adjustments to the map in terms of the positioning of those things. Decent drone count for Cham. Problem is, unless he can get, like, Vipers and then abduct all the Colossus, it's just really hard to fight against this army. And I think that Hive's a bit too far away. Run-bys could do it. There's no way that Zealot's on a hold position. I mean, there's no way. This, like, honestly, I mean, this guy is, yeah, I told you, yeah. This security guy, I don't know, some little girl just went and looked at the security detail he was assigned to, and he's like, "You don't look at the people I'm guarding!" And then he left the door open, and Zerg could run in. Unfortunately, Cham is not ready to do that, and he's going to attack from one side into Colossus. Oh god, no, not like this, not like this. It's a good fight positioning for Hero. Nice stutter step on the Colossus, and the Stalker Zealots in the back. Beautiful trade. Look at that roasty toasty there. We've got Baneling flank coming in. But Banelings against Colossus Archon. Oh, he gets a bunch on top of the Colossus. Killing Colossus with Banelings is kind of hilarious. Oh, he gets one? Only one, though. And now it's Hydras against Colossus Zealot. Oh, look at the roasties. Anyone call for some barbecue? And that gets absolutely smashed. Cham with a much better early game. I think he put up a really good fight in that final game. At the end of the day, though, Hero is Hero. He's just confidence personified, and even when he's behind, he says, if I'm just active with my units, keep you multitasking, keep you microing, there's a chance I can just kind of get the expansion, get the next tech up behind it, and he somehow gets away with it.